I'm hiding here behind a mountain of puzzles that arrived about a month ago, and it has taken some serious restraint not to open them and try and solve them. I thought I'd save that for a video. I've got 4 here. I actually received 8, but I think 8 is maybe a bit too many for one video. So let's have a look and check out these puzzles. They look really cool. So these are the Karakuri Christmas presents, which I received about the middle of December. They're all made by different creators. This first one looks like a bell tower, looks super interesting. Okay, here we go. We've got a little bell sitting in the tower here. I can't see there any way to move it. There's a bit down the bottom here that looks like it's going to do something. At the moment that's stuck in place, and also it looks like there's maybe some sliding panels right here. And another one. Is it going to be, oh, things are moving. Another panel moving there. What can we do from here? I love the contrasting use of wood here. This is something that Karakuri do really well. There's kind of like slightly darker woods, lighter, and then this banding around the edges here. You don't really see that with many other makers. This, oh, okay, something's coming out. The bell's ringing. Have we solved it? What, what a funky little mechanism. Anyway, we have a ringing bell, but I don't feel the puzzle's solved yet. What else do we need to do? That can push up. So there's some pieces on the bottom here that seem to now be moving a little bit. And you can see it's going to slide out of these grooves just here, I think. But, oh. That one feels like it's sliding over. Oh, something's happening. Things are happening. I'm able to push that middle bit down there. Then, see. So when I pull this out, I think that allows these pieces to drop down and the bell starts ringing. I don't know if we've solved this one. Nearly always there's a secret compartment to find, but perhaps the aim of this one is just to get the bell to ring, I don't know. So there's 2 separate pieces under here. Oh, okay, and this one comes out. There we go. Merry Christmas, and we've opened it. So I got a very small little hidden compartment in there, the maker's mark on the inside. So I just need to really pull this piece, and that was it solved. What a fun little puzzle though. I love the little bell that's ringing away. Very festive. Right, let's lock it back up again. Push those in, that. First puzzle solved. So I remember the first time that I ever saw some Karakuri puzzles. We actually used to run a juggling shop here in Edinburgh, so it's called Cascade, and it was up in the centre of town. And we sold predominantly juggling things, but we also did some puzzles, and that's how Crux kind of really first started. We stocked some puzzles. The major puzzle here is how to get this out of the box. There we go. And to start with, it was kind of basic bamboo puzzles, and then we moved into some nicer wooden puzzles, and eventually we ended up coming across the Karakuri puzzles. And I remember getting the first batch in. They weren't anything particularly exciting in terms of what they design, so I think the first one I remember seeing was the double box puzzle. It's one that they still remake, although it's not been available for a while. The concept is you have a lid and a box, but you can't actually open the second compartment, and it's a relatively simple mechanism. Today I would grade it, and I've just solved this puzzle, have I? I would grade it around about a kind of maybe, I don't know, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, perhaps, if I was generous. But discovering the mechanism on that, I remember just thinking that is absolutely genius, and it continues to happen every time you get a new puzzle. So I managed to pull this off the top of the box here. I'm not entirely sure, what do we think that is? Is that like a diving fish into this box? Oh, look at this. This is really nice. I love this patterned wood on the base here. There is an awful lot to this box. It feels like it's moving, but what are we trying to do? So is this just a lid, or is it part of the puzzle? Oh, we got to put it upside down. Ah, very cool. Okay, is that it? Like, there's all sorts of bits on this. The outer box feels like it's going to rotate. It feels like there's more to this one, I don't know. So we just had to turn that upside down. Obviously it looks like the same on the other side, that pattern. But do we have a second stage to this one? Because it does feel as if there's something else that's going to happen. I can almost see kind of magnets or pins. Is that a pin or a magnet? Maybe it's just part of the design. Maybe there isn't anything else that's going to happen here, but I'm trying to think why these top bits would be moving if there wasn't anything else. Oh, and there's something's happening here. So I can move this. Ah, what on earth is going on here? Right. We've got some kind of, whoa. What is happening? Okay. We've got some very cool, lovely looking panels that have just come off, but I don't know. Is this part of the puzzle or is this? Oh, I suppose we could then redesign it, right? Look. Now we have a cool outer to the box. So neither of these first two has been particularly difficult. I'd say the first one was slightly harder, I think. I don't know. Okay, there we go. So we now have a completely different looking box. Very cool. So I guess it's like a box that you can have in one of two ways, depending on how you feel. I think I prefer it with this multicolored pattern around it. Very cool. Box number two. Let's have a look at number three. So this one was the biggest of everything that we received. It looks like a massive burr, which is a style of puzzle. But I think it is going to be a puzzle box. Okay. Pretty interesting looking one. Pretty massive. We've got a bit of a gloss. Usually the wood is kind of untreated, or at least like kind of got this natural finish. This one's got a bit of a glossy look to the pieces on the inside. Just pulled a piece off. I think that might be a tool. I wonder if anything else is going to move. So I've not actually seen anywhere that we might use this, unless it's a magnet or something like that. I was thinking this year as well, I don't know if anybody would be interested in a bit of a kind of behind the scenes look at running a puzzle shop. I don't know if that's of interest. If it is, leave a comment down below. We'll have a look at it in the next video. Kind of like, it's just the things that we do day to day anyway. So for us, it seems kind of run of the mill, but maybe for other people, okay. I'm just pulling pieces out of this puzzle all over the place. It would be interesting. So do let me know if you'd like to see that. I've got tools here. And I don't feel like there's any kind of, maybe these are holding other things in place, are they? So that would have gone through there. So then can we slide something up from there? So that would have been holding in place this piece here. That doesn't want to move. So these were held in place with magnets, but themselves don't feel magnetic. I feel like it would have been there to hold the rest of the puzzle together, although just trying to look at how this is actually made. I don't know if these pieces here are individual glued on or if they're like joined together in a way. Hard to tell. Don't want to break anything. Can't hear anything. Oh, something did just move. I pushed the central piece here. Did I? I feel like I did. And it felt like it slid along the puzzle. Oh. I mean, that's got to be a bit of an accidental solve, right? Opened it up. Little compartment on the inside. Pretty cool. So there's just two pins there. Okay, so you can see where the pins were holding this panel on. So this was the top panel like this. The pins are holding it in place. Then I could slide this over to one side. I'm trying to just double check what I actually moved there, but I don't know if I moved anything. Do these just literally just... There you go in there, you can't slide it. I mean, there's a little bit of movement there. Okay, so I think I just took these out. I think I felt something move that didn't actually move. Then this piece just over to the side, pops off. Pretty straightforward. It's kind of a cool looking puzzle. If you're into burr puzzles and have a collection of them, this looks a little bit like a burr puzzle, but then it's obviously got that hidden element to it. But I saved my favorite looking one for last. This one is called Breakin', and I can tell you who made this one because it's got their name on the front, Cash Cash. So this is Osamu Cashew, and it looks like a mini robot. Very, very cool. So I'll unwrap this one. So when we first started doing karakuri puzzles, they were kind of a lot easier to get hold of. Now we find it really difficult to actually get our hands on them as a shop. I think the Karakuri Creation Group are seeing a real surge in popularity of their puzzles at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic for the makers. Hopefully it will definitely mean that their craft is secure for a generation to come. But as a puzzle retailer, it's always a bit of a shame because we really would love to add these to our shelves, but we can't always actually manage to do it because they don't have any available. This little robot guy though looks pretty cool. We've got some legs that are moving. They don't seem to actually be part of the mechanism. They feel pretty loose as if they're not attached to anything. It's got this little piece on the stomach. Again, doesn't seem like it's going to move. The head seems like it's going to slide off eventually. A little bit of movement left and right on that. The arms seem to be stuck in place. But just even to create this as a little woodworking thing, like I know from my skills, if I tried to create this, it would look horrendous. But the way that they've just used the different tones of the wood, it's so creative. I just absolutely love it. But how does it open? Can kind of lift it a little bit. Can't seem to slide any of these. So there's quite a few different makers that work with the Karakuri Creation Group. Of course, it was started by Akio Kamai, and he is still definitely part of it. Makes some really cool puzzles like the coffee cup, and I think the bad radio is his as well. But Osamu Cashew is definitely one of my favorites. I really love what he creates. And I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I've seen a robot design from them before, but like a much larger version. Maybe this is like a scaled down version of it. I might be misremembering. I'm stalling here because I'm not finding any kind of clue as to how this might open. Sometimes with these it's down to the actual puzzle, like what would a robot do? I'm just trying to think. His feet are a bit back to front. I'm like fairly certain it's nothing to do with the feet. This bit at the back doesn't want to slide anywhere. The nose doesn't feel like it's got any movement. Like none of these pieces feel like there's any movement in them beyond the head, just kind of... What would a robot do? Maybe a tap? There's something moving around. You can hear a rattle. If I hold the leg still, there's something rattling around in there. I might be imagining it. I feel like there's a bit of movement there. I'm just thinking maybe the robot falls or something like that because his legs are so wobbly. He falls over and bashes himself. No. I don't know if anybody's seen the bad radio puzzle before. It's this really impressive antique looking radio puzzle, and the solution, I'm going to spoil it here, but the solution basically is it's a bad radio. It doesn't work, so you've got to thump it. I saw the solution for that one before I ever actually saw one in real life, and I don't think I would ever actually realistically do that to something that costs nearly $1,000. So I'm always a bit hesitant about tapping or bashing, especially what looks like a fairly kind of delicate-ish wooden puzzle like this. I've left the best for last, or the coolest looking for last, but it also seems to be the hardest. Or it's going to have some very simple solution that I just can't find. Please leave a comment, put your guesses down below. What do we need to do to this robot to find its secret? Is he a braid? The puzzle is called Breaking, and it looks a bit like a font that might be used in hip hop and breakdancing, right? He's also got this really nice little bit on the top of his head, so maybe we're going for maybe it is a breakdancing robot. It's not on his head. I feel like we need a bit of lino or something for them to actually do their breakdancing on. Maybe I could use the lid from one of these boxes. Okay, let's try this one. Oh no, the feet. I wonder if those feet... What a cool puzzle. The head comes off, and initially I thought the feet were back to front, right? We've got one pointing this way and one pointing the other way. You can see, it looks like the feet are back to front. That's a clue, so one foot has to go there, one foot has to go there. Now the feet are the right way around. Give it a spin, and the head comes off. A nice little compartment there, you're not putting much in it, but what an ingenious little puzzle. That's so cool. I love it. Okay, there we go. 4 Karakuri Christmas present gifts. I absolutely love them all. None of them were particularly hard. The robot definitely the hardest of the bunch, but very beautifully made. Very, very cool. Absolutely love them. All slightly different. I've got 4 more. If you want to see those, let me know and we'll make a future video. But I'm super excited to make some more puzzle videos this year. Hopefully you're going to enjoy watching them. If there's anything you'd like to see, leave a comment down below. Always read all the comments. Try and get back to as many as I can. That's it for today though. See you next time for some more puzzles.